there, starlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jasmine Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and star into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I am so glad you are here for the first time. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for watching another one of these videos. If you already know, this is a new series, if you want to call it a series, with regards to the light counterpart twin flame journey. I am doing these readings separate to focus more on the divine masculine collective, and then in another video focus more on the divine feminine collective to help both parties help them get through separation and whatever messages God has. So I thank you again for returning, and for those of my subscribers, I always have to say thank you so much for your love, your loyalty, and your support. I am truly, truly grateful for you and my Capella members who I've integrated with and interacted with. Thank you for being a part of my Capella family. I mean, you're all a part of my family, but for my Capella crew, there's something really, really magical there. So thank you for being part of that. Now, I am going to say that this reading is not about spying on the divine masculine. This is not trying to call the masculine out on anything. We get into what is going on with the collective currently, what the divine masculines need to be focusing on for this week. We'll clarify with tarot to see what other messages we get from that. We're also going to get divine guidance for the divine masculine and how they can best navigate these energies. They also want me to pull a card on what is the toughest thing they're dealing with right now. That's something new. They told me right before I hit record on this video, so we'll do that. And we're also going to see what is being activated within them during the full moon in Cancer. So the full moon in Cancer occurs on January 17th. I'm recording this on January 16th. So when this gets uploaded, it will be the day of the full moon in Cancer. All right. So we're going to check in on those energies. I do not get into how they're feeling about you, what they're thinking, that type of thing. We do see what's going on. But again, this is not meant to be spying on the divine masculines and trying to get something that our ego wants to get out of this, okay? Please keep that in mind. This is a very serious journey, and it's really about the healing amongst a whole bunch of other things that I won't get into here, all right? So that being said, let's get into this. We're going to start off and see what is currently going on with the divine masculines at this time. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirians, please reveal to us for our highest good what is going on with the divine masculine collective at this time, please, and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Wow, man. Wow. I have to also say, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't for others who are watching this. But remember to keep your unhealthy ego in check and be honest with yourself. You know where you are at in your journey, okay? Because sometimes the masculines are making progress and they have the Hierophant here. The ones who are really making some progress, that means that the feminines are also making some progress. If you haven't done anything at all and you're still bitter and angry and feel this apathy towards your counterpart, then this message won't necessarily resonate with you, okay? Or maybe there might be one or two things, but they wanted me to point that out. We have a major arcana with what's going on with the masculines. It's the Hierophant. This is beautiful. What they are doing is they are starting to be more in alignment with God. They are going to God for guidance and their angels, okay? This is the God card. This is kind of like the Jesus card for me. There may be some of them who have either reconnected to Jesus Christ and or God, or they have probably, if they didn't have this relationship at all before, they are turning to this now because they're starting to see that God is everything in this connection and that God is going to help them overcome the challenges and the changes. And 5 is about changes and challenges, right? This is also about them breaking those cycles of being socially conditioned and having these false beliefs about religion, about marriage, about commitment, what commitment really means in a relationship. And what I'm getting for this collective is that without God in the picture, there is no solid, stable connection. All right. Without God at the top of that triangle, as I say, they're looking at it where they won't be able to have a harmonious connection with you, let alone a harmonious marriage and union. There's something here about really seeing things differently with regards to what they learned, most likely through childhood with regards to religion. There are a couple of masculines here who either were always atheists or they were Catholic or Christian or Buddhist or Jewish even or Hindu before. And there was this kind of like preconceived notion as to what God was or who he was and what God stood for, what God really was. And they've kind of left that to the side. And they have built a relationship with God alone on their own. And this is beautiful. And I know for this collective, and I know in my own journey, and most of the people here are twin rays, that is the higher octave of twin flames. Those counterparts are more tied to the whole God type thing, really divine. They're also the ones who are married. They do marry. It is part of the contract, okay? Because again, not all twin flames marry, but all twin rays do, okay? There's one of the differences. Anyway, so with this here, this is a really huge milestone. It's a major achievement. And I say that because look what's at the bottom of the deck. We've got the 4 of Wands here. And yes, this is the 1111 card. And for me as a reader, or more, I don't want to say a reader. Somebody was telling me you're not a reader. You're more of like a spiritual coach, a wellness coach. And that's exactly what I am. I just utilize tarot as a tool to help people because so many people get caught up in this stuff. So this is the harmony card with regards to marriage and a relationship, the happy home here. This is the major milestone card, right? This comes after the 3 of Wands, where they've been on this journey and they've expanding and learning, and they're really understanding more about what life really is and what it means and who God is to them, not who God was to them based on what religion taught them or what their own parents' marriage or connection meant, that type of thing, right? They've gone through this long journey and they said, you know what, I have to keep going on this, and I'm going to have these revelations about who God really is and what God is to me and to this connection. And they're really celebrating life more. This is understanding the meaning of life and that they see that God is part of everything on this planet. They see that through God, all things are possible. They understand that through God, they can overcome all the challenges and the conflicts. They can overcome that social conditioning, right? And yeah, for those who never really believed in God, they've had a lot of these tower moments and a lot of these epiphanies, and God has really been getting this divine masculine collective on this path, not only to become their highest versions of themselves, but to become closer to God. And my mission here as a counterpart of the higher octave here, this journey is really about getting closer to God first and foremost. Because God is such an integral part of this connection. Why? Because this is a divine connection. This is your divine counterpart. The masculines are understanding this. The feminines are understanding this more. Um, and and it's really all about God. God has ordained this connection, and the bond cannot be broken. And this connection, whatever goes on in your journey, and everyone's journeys are different, but at the end of the day, God is trying to get you to understand the divinity within you, your masculine, and all of the people on this planet, and really building a stronger connection with God to see all of that. That's part of the expansion of Christ consciousness. That's why when I talk about divine masculine, it's more about really coming into the divine masculine Christ role here. The same thing with the feminine, the divine feminine Christ role. It's about Christ consciousness. Okay. And it doesn't just talk about Jesus Christ, because Jesus embodies that Christ consciousness. It's that higher level, you know, with understanding more about forgiveness and acceptance and unconditional love and bringing peace to ourselves and healing everybody, right? That's what Jesus is representing. So, and I did say this about the Jesus card here, but they're really understanding the true meaning of life, and that happiness stems from within them. Them being able to celebrate and to be happy and to be joyous and to love life, it comes from them. And they have really seen the beauty in nature, because the Hierophant, this is Taurus energy, right? It's earth energy. So a lot of them have been spending a lot more time in nature, meditating out there, even connecting more. And what I'm getting is, for some of them, when they're out in nature, that's when really God speaks to them. It's exactly what happened to me during my journey a few years ago, when I started to really spend time in nature and do my hiking. And we have these beautiful great falls over here where I live, this massive river, and there's waterfalls and stuff. It's glorious. And God beams his love and his energy through me, and he speaks to me with this conviction, and I get all of this insight and all of this awareness, and God helps me with regards to what I'm going to say in a particular reading, or he brings me these epiphanies with regards to what's involved in this connection. So I feel that a lot of the masculines are doing that, right? They're getting closer to God by really spending more time in meditation, and again, more so being out in nature, because quite a few of the masculines, there's this thing that they love about nature, and they're connecting more with it, which is helping them connect more with God. And when they do this, also, they're starting to see the beauty in life, how just life flows, right? It's an ebb and flow, and God provides for everything, the birds and the eagles and the little critters that run around, the animals, bears, or whatever they're at, what other animals they're running into, the deer. Like here, there's a lot of deer where I'm at, and I end up starting to get messages from deer. It was the craziest thing. I started to be able to communicate with animals more, and it just happened out of nowhere. So maybe that's what they're doing too. And again, it's really understanding the true meaning of life, and that life is meant to be celebrated. Life is meant to be lived, and with this joy and this jubilation I'm hearing, and knowing that God is, being that close to God is what is going to help them stay in that elevated state. That's why when we talk about this Christ consciousness and the unconditional love, that is the agape love. That is the highest frequency of all. As long as you are in alignment with this energy here of the Hierophant, you will no longer be following a system that was never for your highest good to begin with. Again, those false beliefs about self, the false beliefs that were ingrained in us from childhood, and as we grew up, what society told us what marriage was, and religion, and that thing, who God really was. For me, speaking to God directly and asking God to enlighten me directly, I got all of these answers. And God was showing me, Jess, what you grew up in about marriage and Catholicism, it's really about this. It's really about that. And God shows this to each one of us when we get into this it's like the God hotline. Like they press this number, right? Maybe 777, because that number is, the 7 is the most divine number in all the Bible. It's there's 7 of practically everything. If you go through the Bible, it's God's number, is what I will say. So they dial 777. It's like, okay, God picks up, and they go to God for everything, because God is where the answer is going to lie. And God is what is going to help them to pull through all of this. So this is a beautiful energy where this is a major, major achievement, a major milestone that they have accomplished in their journey. There's great success and great joy. They are really, again, celebrating life because they've gotten closer to God. And it's like, oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps. And look what's underneath it. It's the Wheel of Fortune. They understand that this is a fated connection, and they're realizing that they cannot force the wheel to change, that God handles that, that there are consequences for our actions. And when we try to control and control and control, we get hit with the negative karma again, until we finally learn those karmic lessons. And when we release control and we let God take over, like I said, Jesus take the wheel. If you heard me say that before in other readings, the wheel turns in an upward direction. And they are starting to follow more of what their fate is, and they're allowing God to take them there. Okay? All right. Let's see what they need to focus on for this week. What do the masculines need to focus on for this week? Spirit guides and angels, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Okay. They want me to say something else. See, this is happening again, where there's another group here. Because, okay, this message is for a few. Because those who are running into this, there's only a few messages out of here that God wants you to take, that Spirit wants you to take. So they're having me go back to the Hierophant card, because we saw the Four of Wands, right? For a few of you, this means that what's going on right now, the Divine Masculine's ready to commit, and there's marriage here. They're understanding that, you know, what they thought about marriage before, it wasn't how it was. And some of them were married before. I know for quite a few of you, your masculines have been married before, and they got burned from it. And they probably told themselves, I'm never marrying again. Some of them probably stopped believing in God after this marriage happened, because they were probably married by a church. I'm hearing Catholic church for some here. Remember, that's for some, not for all. And that Catholic marriage, or whatever marriage they were in, it ruined them. And it totally gave them this false notion as to, like, God doesn't exist, because why would this happen? Why would my ex-spouse do this to me during, or my spouse do this to me during our marriage? Why would I get divorced? Because divorce is like it's looked down upon, right? I know, because I'm Catholic. I was married in a Catholic church. And now they're looking at it differently, saying, I can't base that off of my experience. And again, with connecting to God, they see this now. So now for some of them, they are ready for commitment, and they just don't want to commit to you, feminines, the few that this is happening for. They want a serious, strong, stable, harmonious marriage. They want a divine union with you, but based off of God overseeing everything. That God is going to be the most important factor in your connection, in your union, in your marriage. Okay? They want to have a family with you, but family that's based off of God's teachings. This is very huge, because they're going into this marriage here in a much more different light. They're so different. And again, with the 5 with the changes, I'm hearing they've become more godly. That's exactly what I just heard. They want a traditional marriage, but they want it based off of having God be the most important thing. Again, it's like in the triangle. God is at the top. Masculine is here. Feminine is here. Both masculine and feminine are equal. They're stable. But without that top there, it's almost kind of like the cornerstone, right? In a sense. Without God as that cornerstone, you don't have that Trinity. This Mother, Father, God. God, masculine, feminine. That's what they want in this connection. For a few of you, this is exactly what's happening. This is going to be a very God-oriented marriage, all right? So yeah, there's union coming for a few of you, and the masculine is really, really ready to commit here. And it's, again, it's not just union. They want to marry you, but it's going to be where God is at the forefront of all things. So we have the 4 of Pentacles. Here's another 4, right? With the masculines, I want you to focus on, and I know some masculines are watching this. So masculines, this is really about just continuing to stand your ground. That's what I heard. And that's kind of more like 7 of Wands energy. But again, I read intuitively. I'm hearing hold your station. That's kind of what the reading, the last week's reading for the feminines. So masculines continue to release the immaterial attachments and be more, again, continuing to build that connection, that relationship with God. All right. And remember, with all the belief systems, everything you thought about marriage, religion, even money. Okay. Let me go back to that, because Taurus talks about values and money, right? You're better understanding what is of value to you and how you look at things. And for some of you, this deals with actual money, finances. Maybe not being too frugal and not just throwing your money away, overspending or something. This is about you making those necessary changes to become more stable, finding your own sanctuary to help you stay grounded and to help you remain in connection with God as much as possible. Spirit really wants you guys to let go of the past and kind of stop holding grudges towards what has happened in your past, especially with regards to money, either not having enough money or somebody taking your money or something along those lines. Allowing yourself to understand that money isn't everything. God is everything. That's for some, not for all. And just avoid making those poor habits with regards to what you thought was of value, and now incorporating into your life more of what is of God's value, which sounds really weird, but that's what they wanted me to say. And of course, this also ties into you valuing God more, is what I heard. Being really strongly connected to the divine. This could even be about just holding on to that belief now. Because what you have learned, divine masculines, other people are looking at you like you're crazy. Perhaps. Other people are saying, well, what are you doing? You're doing what now? Right? That could be for some masculine here. And they really want to, again, stand your ground, like the 7 of Wands I was telling myself, or I was channeling. Don't let go of what you have now understood what this connection is, and now what you know what is of value. If other people are coming to you, divine masculines, especially with regards to if you're going to head towards fulfilling your life's purpose, your mission, and people are telling you, how are you going to go do that? Are you going to make any money off of that? Or you're going to leave that six-figure job? Are you nuts? You're going to leave all these things behind? Are you crazy? Right? It's like you're letting go of what no longer serves you. You know what is of value to you now. And this is about just no longer focusing on actual money, the finances. Sure, this is about you building or rebuilding, more financial stability for yourself, but you're not getting so caught up in it, thinking that money brings you power and it brings you success and it's going to make you of somebody. A lot of the masculines are starting to realize that, this is what it is. This is where it's at. It's all about that connection with God here and releasing those belief systems again about religion, about marriage and money. What is of value? All right. This is also about keeping that balance. I'm hearing head-heart balance. And making sure that, you continue to heal the heart chakra and not be afraid to make these changes. All right. Because this card here is about resisting change. But Spirit wants you to be careful with that, because especially with regards to you now are seeing what is more valuable in your life. And Spirit is saying just, stick to what God's saying this now. Stick to what we are telling you, masculines. Okay. Let go of those poor habits that you know are not serving you. Maybe this could even be talking about saving more money. Okay. And this could even talk about maybe saving more money so that you can give more of it to others. Understanding that less is more. Sorry, they're telling me something else. Yeah. Continue to release the materialism, material world. Six of Pentacles, and start giving more for the greater good of humanity. Do charity work, tithing. If you go to the supermarket and you're buying grocery and it says, would you like to donate $3 for, to give food to hungry people or whatever it is that they're putting up there? Choose one of the amounts and give the money. And don't worry if money might be tight for you, masculines. It's going to come back to you tenfold. Okay. I will be honest with you. When I left my six-figure job and I left all these things behind and all these opportunities presented themselves with regards to, especially that with at the supermarket, do you want to donate money? I'm like, well, what if I need that $5, and why was I freaking out? Because I knew that the law of equal give and take was what we're supposed to follow. So I was like, okay, let me not worry about it. I will give. And then what would happen every time? Then God was like, oh, here's some more, here's some more, here's some more, that type of thing. Or it could be somebody was giving me some extra help with something, or I got something from somebody that wasn't, financial. But for you masculines, if this has to do with, saving more money and not being so frugal, okay, they really want you to start giving to others, because this is what's going to pay down your karmic debt, is what I just heard. Especially if you've been keeping money to yourself and you haven't been sharing, right? Based on, society, social conditioning, things like that. Well, I got to keep my money to myself. I'm not going to give it because it's my hard-earned money or whatever. And it could stem from somebody here being in a marriage where they married for money, or you got through the divorce and they cleaned you out, something like that. There's a little bit of bitterness here. That may be why there's this resistance to that. Maybe being possessive of your money or having scarcity mindset. They don't want you to focus on that. you will be fine, but there's an understanding here of learning the law of equal give and take. You can't just take masculines, and you can't just give and give. It's the same thing for the feminines. And usually in this dynamic, the masculines take all the time and the feminines give all the time. That's one of the lessons you guys have to learn. So for you masculines, it's time to stop just holding on to things, especially with regards to your money, and saying, no, I'm keeping this to myself. I earned it. It's mine. Again, there's some conditioning here with that. But you are blocking your abundance by actually doing that, masculines. God blesses us with so many things. He expects us to give that back to the universe. And it's not just with money. It's with your time, your energy, and your talents. Some of you are very talented with something. Spirit really wants you to start sharing that with others, because there is more of an upliftment. There's kind of more of an exchange of energy, and money is energy, by the way, right? That's what it is. But when you give your time, talent, and energy to others, but you're doing things that God gifted you with, you're getting that returned too. And God starts to reward those who do that, especially if they're doing things that are unconditional. You're not conditionally giving. You're unconditionally giving. And you're giving to those who are really needing of it, who are, I want to say give to the needy, but that gets repaid back to you. Again, Lion King, the circle of life, right? The law of equal give and take is there. So really start to do more random acts of kindness. Again, with your talents and things like that, start teaching somebody something. If you play guitar, teach them how to play guitar. If if you have some sort of talent, I don't know, building something or whatever, creating something, share that with others. Don't be afraid to share those things. Because again, you're going to pay down your karmic debt by giving back. Karma will continue to bite you in the butt, masculines, if you continue to take from other people and from the universe. God's expecting you to give back what you took. Okay? And again, don't resist this change, that in order to have a balance in your life, you have to understand the law of equal give and take. There's reciprocity here. It's okay to be a little bit vulnerable. It's okay to kind of share your things, share your wealth if you have money. Not being afraid to do that, because you're controlling the wheel of fortune. You want fortune to come to you, masculines, you're going to have to understand this law right here. Be more generous, act more from a place of kindness, and buy that Chick-fil-A meal for the person behind you. I've done that too. And the feeling that you get when you do this, guys, it's better than somebody giving you money for something. It is. Your heart chakra explodes, okay? Your vibration goes through the roof. And when God sees that, especially when you're not expecting anything, you get greatly rewarded for doing those things. And the more you do it, the more your positive karma accumulates. And watch what happens later on. For some of you, there could be great material wealth that will be gifted to you because you understood this. Okay. Let's see. Let's clarify this stuff. For others of you who are coming into union, the masculine is no longer going to hold on to those feelings they've had for you all this time. And they are now going to give back to you tenfold what you gave to them. They may have been holding, something in. Again, their feelings, trying to hide something. But they're now going to gift you something. And it's not just telling you about their feelings or about what's been going on. There's also some sort of gift here. Apparently, what they're telling me for a few of you who are coming into union, your masculine has been holding on to this gift for quite some time. It's kind of like they were working on it, like Eight of Pentacles. They were working hard on something because they want whatever it is they're about to give you to be very huge. Okay, that's what I just heard. And they've been holding on to it, and it includes holding on to their feelings, right? But there's something about creating something to show you how they feel. They just don't want to tell you, they want to show you. It's like this culmination of things where they've been building something and creating something so that when they give you this gift or they show this act of kindness, it's going to be something of massive proportions is what I'm being told. Okay, let's see why the Hierophant is here. Some of you may be dealing with a Taurus, or there's somebody here who has Taurus moon, Taurus rising. Again, it doesn't have to be that, but they just wanted me to say it, because that part's not going to resonate for everybody. Eight of Cups. Masculine tends to get Eight of Cups quite a bit in these readings, all right? What they're doing, as I said, they're walking away from that life that they thought was the life they were supposed to live. The false beliefs, the social conditioning, their their ideas about marriage and religion and money and, what is of value. All these cups that they were choosing, they started to realize there's no value in these cups because they were full of poison. And they said, the heck with this. I am doing an about face and I am going to choose what I know is best for me. And God is revealing that to them. They're choosing the path of God, the path that God is lighting up for them, because they know these cups, the devil was tempting them with these cups. And they said, nope. There is something better, and that is God right here. A very divinely guided commitment, connection. The meaning of life, again, is found through God, and that's, they walked away from that life that was just plain crap. I love this. See, I was talking about that. The Knight of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. More earth energy here. The commitment thing. They are committed to doing the work. Hard-working individual. They're taking action on really building something better for themselves. And for some of them, this is about building more financial stability. And we talked about that. Okay, but at the same time, masculines, when you're building, you're working on your finances and things, you also have to give to others. That's part of your lesson. You got to learn how to give. You cannot just take. It backfires. It's controlling the wheel of karma. The wheel of fortune, right? So as you're working on what is of value, working on your finances, you're really more committed to understanding that there's a higher form of commitment that you really want. That is going to be more solid in nature. You know that while this has been taking a long time, you have to stick to your guns. You're having this renewed hope for your future because you're connecting more to God. And you are realizing that you have to take responsibility for your actions. I talked about consequences of your actions, right? With the Wheel of Fortune. You're taking responsibility for your life, masculines. And you're going to put God first in this. All the decisions that you're doing, all the goals that you're setting, you are asking God, and you're having God as part of these goals as you walk through your journey. And take all the time that you need, because there's a big leveling up here. This is not easy for you to do, masculines, but you are doing it now. So continue on that path. You're going to reach your end goal. You're going to reach the destination. You will get to union, but you just have to stay persistent and diligent and keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eye on that pentacle. Buckling down and getting things done. Be patient. Okay? He always gets to where he needs to be. Just be patient. All right. Four of Pentacles. We had two majors now. Now we have the Hermit and the Three of Swords. Okay. Separation. Okay. Continue to walk that journey of healing, masculines. As I was talking about, it's a long journey. It takes a while for heartbreak and disappointment, loss and grief to heal. All right. Continue to stay in hermit mode and go within. I talked about that. Going within, recalibrating your chakras, going in and continuing to talk to God to get you through this. Separation can be painful, yes, but when you enter the final separation, guys, it's going to be so incredibly different, and this will go away. All right? I wouldn't be surprised in much future readings, this never shows up ever again. Unless it's in the reverse, meaning that you've healed the heart chakra, okay? Separation is needed, divine masculines, to achieve spiritual mastery. God does his greatest work in solitude. You build stamina, endurance, and strength in solitude. That is the surefire way to be ultimately prepared for your individual mission and your joint mission. Because I will say, once you've achieved union with self, oh, you both are going to be tested heavily. I was tested again last night in my life. If you watched my live last night, you probably know what that was about, and I won't talk about it here. Okay? I went through another test to see if I was going to stand by my truth. Because before, I would cower into a corner when I was challenged. So, this hermit stuff, guys, is so absolutely necessary, because you get to this place where people are going to challenge you. They're going to try to get you back into heartbreak and disappointment and challenges and you know, this disillusionment of like, oh, well, that's hurtful, and oh, well, this is this, or I can't overcome this challenge. The stronger you become, the more you can block those energies, the better you can overcome those challenges. Continue to follow the light, divine masculine, because this is destined, this is fated. You know this. We saw the Wheel of Fortune behind the Four of Wands. Continue working towards your mission. Continue to follow the light of God and to go to God for guidance as you're still undergoing this healing phase. And again, with the separation here. And if there's still an issue with regards to money here, with like hoarding the money or having this thing about not you know, giving to others, go take a look within yourself and ask yourself why that is. You're going to get the answers there when you take a moment to go within and really start analyzing your past situations, and they're going to reveal to you why you may have an issue with holding on to things that you can't let go of, or why you're afraid of letting go of certain things, or why there's material attachments, why you might have an issue with just taking from people and not giving. That may be your homework for today. Or this could also be, like I said, for some of you, you've been heartbroken before and you have a guarded heart. This card for me is the guarded heart as well, right? Keeping your heart chakra kind of closed off. Follow that light and really, really ask yourself why, masculines, why that is, why you don't want to give. And it could tie into why you don't give money either, right? There's disappointments here. There's like, you know, stuff just didn't go right and it really tore me apart. Look who didn't change. The Knight of Pentacles. Stay on your path. You have to take responsibility for your actions. That's why I said when you give to others, the law of equal give and take here, you have to take responsibility for your actions and your life's choices. It's the consequences of your actions, divine masculines. But you'll get there. You're going to work towards this. There's renewed hope for the future. Just do the hard work. It is not easy. Do the healing work, but you're going to get there. Persevere. I was talking about that. Be persistent. Don't give up here, okay? All right. Let's see what guidance we have. No, they want me to do the other thing. Hold on. They want me to see what is the toughest thing that the masculines need to work on right now, opposed to what we were talking about. Let's see what comes up. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Syrians. What is the toughest thing that the masculines need to work on at this time? Please and thank you. Camera. The sun isn't even setting yet, guys, but it's snowing outside my window, so that's why it seems so dark. Reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. See, your perception about things has been the toughest thing for you right now, okay? Again, this is going to change, but again, remember we talked about perception of what religion was and marriage was and what's of value, money, belief systems, right? And not letting the past affect your future, right? Everything that you've encountered, masculines, focus, please, Spirit. It was there. Okay. You guys saw it before. As it says, learn from the past. Learn from the past so you can create your future. Everything is a lesson to be learned. Divine masculines, everything. Okay? Just learn from it and move forward. You can do this. You can work through this. And change your perception about things, because your perception is really going to determine the type of life that you have. Bottom of the deck is not enough. Focus, please. It was working before. That's crazy. All right. Frustrated in a relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, and jealousy. See, not the things that are really of value here. Some of you feeling like you're not worthy. The self-sabotage, yeah, I can see some of you doing that. Ego issues. Okay? Ego is causing you to have a more negative perception about things. And especially with material stuff, when I talked about thinking that money brings you power or all these other things, if this has to do about money, being jealous of others who have more money than you, look at it differently, because those who have more money than you, they could be living completely miserable lives. That may be what you need to see more clearly about. Okay? Let me see if this focus, guys. I don't know. I got it the first time. There we go. Thank you, Spirit. Frustrated in relationship. See, lack of confidence. There it is. You really got to build your confidence, and you have to start valuing yourself more too, Divine Masculines. And I can see why this would be a hard thing, especially with regards to the ego and jealousy and not feeling your worth here. That's another part of the whole healing process. Again, what is of value to you? And some of you are starting to realize that money is not it. Money is not it. So that's one of the toughest things that you are dealing with right now. Learn from the past and move forward. Change your perception. Again, about belief systems, about money, marriage, commitment, career, what your job should be, all types of stuff. The Hermit goes and he starts to really look within and really start to reevaluate things and say, you know what? I have a destiny to fulfill. I'm going to work towards that. Let's see what guidance we have for the masculines for this week. What guidance do we have for the Divine Masculines for this week? Please and thank you. Thank you, Spirit. We have mischief is yours. Sorrow is yours. Virtue is also yours. You are the source. Virtue is also yours is what's standing out to me, Divine Masculines. Everything that you want in life comes from you. It's based off your perception, based off your vibration, all of that stuff. See, when I talk about virtue is yours, when the Knight of Pentacles reaches his destination, yeah, he stays committed because he's keeping his eye on the prize and he's always following God. He's putting God into everything that he does, and he will be victorious through God. Wow. These cards are pretty awesome. Bottom of the deck is your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. Wow, we talked about the guarded heart, right? I love these things. So with that, masculines, it's like, again, with the perception. It's like how you are perceiving things is really affecting the reality that you want. It's like there's no worse enemy that you can have by you not believing in yourself and you being guarded and that type of thing. It's like you gotta let go. As I was saying with the Four of Pentacles, you got to let go. It's almost kind of like we all can be our own worst enemies, right? As the other card says, you are the source. And we are God within, right? God is the source of all things. So really start letting go of either they need to be right or to just be guarded, or to keep yourself, protecting yourself all the time. Even the thoughts that you have. Okay? So let's see, with the Sacred Geometry cards, we're going to see what is being activated for the Divine Masculines during the full moon in Cancer. So if you don't already know, these are beautiful cards. These are Lon's Sacred Geometry activation cards. This is the relationship deck. This, whatever's being activated with this full moon, is going to bring more awareness to whatever card comes out with regards to how the masculines are going to change the way they relate to others. Not just the way they relate to you, feminines, but just how, relationships in general. So let's see. What is being activated during this full moon? Oh, where did it go? Hold on, guys. I gotta go to the carpet. Okay. Well, talking about feelings, we have the fifth chakra, another 5, change. The energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. Okay, so for those of you who were coming into union, I was saying that they're going to stop holding in their feelings for you. They want this commitment, and they're going to give to you, right? I already talked about that. So for those of you coming into union, the few of you, the fifth chakra is being activated. There's going to be communication of some form, which this full moon is kind of pushing the masculines to do. Okay. So some of you will get communication from them. Now, I will say, part of those who are watching this, the masculines are still working towards creating their own belief systems, right? Especially letting go of materialism and things like that, understanding the law of equal give and take. This could very well be, for some, like a reunion. This communication might lead to a reunion of some sorts, because we did see union there, the Four of Wands. But this could be to get you guys to kind of talk and see where you are at, and it could very well lead to another separation phase where you're now leveling up to the next phase, right? I talked about final separation, where nobody's going to be triggered, and especially the divine feminines, you're going to feel so at peace with yourself, but you're going to undergo your testing, and you're really going to be immersed in your mission work at that time. And that is the biggest preparation phase before final harmonious union happens, because both of the counterparts need to be in harmony within themselves before they can come into physical sacred union. Of course, harmonious, I should say. That also ties with you vibrating at the highest frequency, and then you become that match, right? Then you can come together. So, again, communication's coming in. This person, for those coming into final union, the actual harmonious union, this individual is going to come out of hiding, out of isolation mode, out of being silent, of being the hermit, through separation, and now they're going to release this need to hold on to their heart chakra, and they're going to come forward with communication, on top of that giving you a gift of some sort. Again, for the others of you, something is going to be communicated. And if you watch my Divine Feminine reading from last week, there was a warning there to include the warning that was given specifically by the Divine Masculine Collective on what this communication was when they come back. Because some of them was like, this is a test. Let's get to see if you are ready. Let's see if you have learned your lessons. Hermit, becoming wiser. All right? This is going to test to see what you have learned. And if you've gained the wisdom from those lessons, and that Hierophant is also about lessons too. Life's lessons. Have you matured? Have you grown? So some of you will be tested when this communication comes in to see if you've really learned from being in this long phase. Some of you have been separated for a while, to see if you're ready to go on to the next thing. The others of you, the communication's coming in where your person is now ready for commitment. They are fully aligned with their higher selves, and God is at the forefront of everything, and they want this really, really strong, committed relationship with you. And again, with this heart chakra here, this guarded heart, they've healed it. They've mastered the ability to heal this broken heart, this guarded heart. All right. Bottom of the deck is freedom. Let's see. Yeah, the energy of freedom supports our senses, our sense of limitless possibility and potential, boundless expression, and bold exploration. So, as I said, for those coming into final harmonious union, the masculine has freed themselves from these self-limiting beliefs, has freed themselves from everything that they once thought was supposed to be their world, or what life was supposed to look like, or who God really was. They freed themselves from the heartbreak that was done in the past, the heartbreak that was caused in your connection in this separation. Okay. They're also freeing themselves of holding on to their feelings and guarding their heart, right? There's a lot of expansion here, as it says, boundless expression and bold exploration. I said expansion, but you get the point. Bold exploration and boundless expression, they're really going to, they feel free enough to express their feelings for you, because again, a lot of healing was done. They've learned a lot in this connection, and this communication coming in, for a few of you though, is coming from like a completely liberated divine masculine who's now fully divine masculine Christ. Okay, again, with the others of you, with the communication coming in, this is going to be the next step to see if mainly if the feminines have actually learned their lessons during separation. Okay. And as you see, the affirmation here is, I am expressive. Yeah, being truthful with another must start with being truthful with ourselves. That includes acknowledging and loving ourselves for all that we are, the light and attractive parts that are easy to love, as well as our darker and perhaps not so pretty parts that we would rather hide from others and ourselves. So some of the questions, masculines, you may need to ask yourself: do you always express yourself honestly to others? If so, is that easy for you? If not, why? A huge part of good communication is being able to truly hear the other. Are you a good listener? Start by listening to your own heart. What is it that you would like to express? Are you holding things back? Yep, Four of Pentacles. Journaling can be a powerful tool to understand yourself and a great start towards honest expression and communication. We all speak a different language when it comes to love. Some people feel loved when they hear words of love and appreciation. Some want to be touched or to receive presents, while others just want to spend time together. Have you communicated your love language to your partner? What about your partner? Do you know what their love language is? So see with the gift giving here that I was picking up off with the Six of Pentacles, some masculines here, their love language is giving things. They may not be able to express it as much, but they like to give to others. So that's why with learning about reciprocity, equal give and take, for some masculines here, you're going to learn to be more giving. And maybe while you cannot express your emotions, you're starting to realize, oh, you know what? I like touch, because I said there's Taurus here, or Taurus moon specifically really likes physical touch, okay? So instead of expressing through words, some masculines are going to realize that they can express their love through things. Now, remember, that's different when somebody's trying to control you with things, right? Actions speak louder than words. If somebody just tries to buy you some expensive thing and they're not giving you the time of day or whatever, or it's like shiny object syndrome and you get caught up in all the expensive things, really think about the thought that was put into the gift, which is why I was channeling for some masculine here. Somebody's been really working hard, Knight of Pentacles, on creating some gift or whatever this is that they're going to give to their feminine so that they can kind of prove how they feel. For some of them, it's not just going to say, okay, somebody here is telling me I love you is not enough. That's what I just heard for somebody's masculine. I cannot come to my feminine and just say I love you. And sometimes the feminines want to hear that, but they're just words. They're just words. You feel the energy from it. That's more important. That's why 3D communication is supposed to kind of be it's not supposed to be focused on, especially when you're separated from your counterpart. The gift or whatever you present or however you touch somebody or spending time together, that could be way louder than those 3 words, right? Actions speak louder than words. So for some of the masculines here, they're starting to understand what their love language is. And as I said, this full moon is really activating the throat chakra to help them to be able to express themselves with honesty and integrity. Okay. But again, some of you, some stuff's going to come out. This may even be saying, now I'm hearing some of the masculines here are going to be speaking some truths to their feminines, but something that the feminines may have been guarding or something that the feminines need to open their eyes to. I went through that before my last separation with my counterpart. He brought up something that actually helped me, no joke, when it came to me, when I was led to doing my YouTube channel. And it was about being myself. That I was still hiding behind my hair, and I was. So maybe something like that may be communicated to you, feminines, and you're going to be tested to see if you're going to get triggered or if you're going to like really learn from what this communication is, and especially if you come into some sort of reunion here. All right. Okay. Lastly, we're going to get a message from the masculines to the feminines. Let's see. Let's see what the masculines want to say to the feminines. Oh gosh. They have a lot to say today. I know you are not like the others. I know that is not. Let's see if it focuses. I know that is not the same. I've been reflecting on this in the stillness, in the silence. Did it focus? There we go. I'll read it again. I know you are not like the others. I know this is not the same. I've been reflecting on this in the stillness, in the silence. See? Hermit mode. Yep, he's been reflecting, probably thinking about what he's going to say, or she, if the communication comes in, okay? So some of you, yeah, whatever this is, there's going to be some form of communication. This is exactly, and for Venus retrograde, okay, that causes counterparts to, or somebody gets pulled to communicate with the other one, especially if it's been a while. I want to make things fair between us. I do. I realize I was selfish. I do see your value. You don't have to prove it. I get it. See, that's the thing with the feminines too, right? Trying to seek validation of their worth through their counterpart, through somebody else or something else, but they have to find it within. That's why the masculines don't feel worthy either. Again, you guys are mirrors, right? Oh, and so yeah, with the selfishness, that is also Four of Pentacles. I do see your value. See what I'm saying? They're starting to see what is of value to them. Let's see, is it going to focus? Oh gosh, guys. I think you can read some of it. I don't know why sometimes it focuses and why it doesn't. Anyway. I know you don't trust me. It seems hard to gain your trust. How can I do that? Come on, cards. You guys can probably make out a little bit of it, so yeah. It is what it is. I want to be real with you. Don't hurt me. Got to come from a place of love. And if you come in, you know, if you get this communication and you get triggered and you start saying all of these low vibrational things, there's still some work that needs to be done. See, with the communication, they're going to be real with something. Don't come after them like Queen of Swords. That is the guidance for the feminines here. They are really mustering up the courage to speak some truth to you. The bold exploration, right? With the freedom here. They're trying to free themselves from holding this in for so long. When somebody has the courage to become vulnerable with you and really speak their truth, especially when they've had a hard time with that based on childhood trauma and other things, you have to let them speak their piece and just listen. Listen. Coming after them, getting triggered is not going to help the situation. That means you are not high vibrational yet. You haven't fully healed yet if you come across that way, especially when someone is real with you. You argue, you fight, you blame, you point fingers. You're not ready for harmonious union. Because when someone tells you the truth and they are completely real, you have compassion for that person because you understand what it was that they went through. And you know that deep down inside, it wasn't all their fault. And they did everything in their power to try to rectify the situation. Don't think I don't miss you. I do. And it hurts. I can feel your absence. Did you forget me and move on? I can't stand that thought, so I try to block it out. I try to block you out. It doesn't work. I miss you. You know what? Hold on a second. This is going to be funny. Let me see if this works. There you go. Here's the other one. I know you are not like the others. I know this is not the same. I've been reflecting on this in the stillness, in the silence. Oh, that's the first one. I'm going to go through them again so you can see what they say. I want to make things right between us. I do. I realize I was selfish. I do see your value. You don't have to prove it. I get it. We don't have to prove anything, feminines. Nothing. The value is already, it comes from within. I know you don't trust me. It seems hard to gain your trust. How can I do that? Okay. And again, as I was saying, I want to be real with you. Don't hurt me. I feel like that episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's one of my favorite shows as a kid. Don't think I don't miss you. I do, and it hurts. I can feel your absence. Did you forget me? Move on. I can't stand that thought, so I try to block it out. I try to block you out. It doesn't work. I miss you. Are you afraid of the dark? What's at the bottom of the deck, Spirit? Here we go. The balance of male and female energies was off here. I realize this. I regret it. Guys, this is part of the contract. This is what is supposed to happen in the connection. You guys signed up for this. This is Earth School. You were like, I'm going to learn more about this, and that. Okay? They're really starting to realize a lot of things. Okay? And it's the same thing with us. With feminines, we're not balanced. Our feminine and masculine energies are not balanced either when we first meet our counterparts. They're not. If they were, then this would be too easy. There would be no point to be in a light counterpart journey. Okay? There would be no point. All right, guys. I know it got like super dark all of a sudden, so might as well get like marshmallows and wood fires and Hershey's chocolate and graham crackers to make s'mores. But anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it at. If you feel compelled or drawn to have a personal reading with me, I am a violet flame counterpart who's achieved union with self. If you would like any coaching, I do live coaching. If you want to see on what's going on with your energies in your connection, I do have light counterpart energy check-ins. There's 3 different types, a 15-minute one, a 30-minute one, and a 45-minute one. Obviously, the 45-minute one is the one that's the most in-depth. I do pull activation cards in those, especially when the moons are coming, to see specifically what's being activated with your particular connection and your person. I do have handwritten letters that I do automatic writing. If you haven't seen the Divine Masculine channeled letter, I highly recommend you watch that. I will link it at the end of this video. I do those readings. It's in my light counterpart readings section of my Capella Service Suite. If you have any questions at all about my journey, about this reading, or anything, you just have like, you want to just ask me a quick question, don't feel shy, okay? Don't feel shy. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And I will say, Spirit wants me to say that the masculines are really making some significant progress here. For the collective that I channel, they're really, really starting to build for themselves and letting go, again, of these like false beliefs and things. And as I said, understanding what is really of value to them. All right. Okay, guys, this concludes your Divine Masculine Sacred reading for the week. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today and always. I send you so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jazz from Capella Wellness, starring out.